back to my channel. I'm glad to have you back. So today is my pregnancy Q&A. I've gotten all kinds of comments and questions of what you guys wanted to ask me about being pregnant. So basically it just seems like you really want to know what it feels like to be pregnant. So I have my notes here to kind of go through and keep me on track just in case I forget, because there was quite a few of them. But basically this is my second pregnancy and it will be the last. So we have one little girl already, she's 3.5, and adding a second little girl, that'll be good. 2 and done. My husband was almost like 1 and done, but obviously number 2 happened. So oh yes, my daughter's here with me today. So she's laying on the bed and she wanted to watch that. She wanted me to tell you about when she was in my tummy. So yes, she was in my tummy too, 3.5 years ago. Yeah. I would not tell you. 2 will be the end for us. 2 girls. Let's see. So the feeling of the belly. So is it firm or squishy? It's kind of both. So there's times where the baby is, like when she's sleeping, it's more squishy. And when she's starting to move around or after I eat, it gets more firm. It doesn't hurt when she moves. You can see her move around in there sometimes. I can see it a lot more. My husband has a hard time kind of seeing it sometimes. But it doesn't hurt. The only thing that kind of hurts is if she's like pressing really low or pressing in my ribs. You'll get like a foot or a hand or something like that, like pressing in. So that part kind of hurts. But still, it's not bad. Let's see. When baby first kicked, it's exciting. Like you start feeling, it's just kind of like this swishing kind of feeling, kind of like bubbles. But I felt this one, actually, I can't remember. It had to have been around somewhere in the 20s. So somewhere in week 25, maybe, somewhere around there. Since it's my second one, I knew kind of what to look for, so I could tell when it was actually baby moving. My skin doesn't hurt, so, and again, every pregnancy is different. So for me, my skin's not hurting with it stretching, but I use a belly butter. You'll say that you're sick. So my daughter's here and she said, let you guys know that she's sick. So she's hanging out here on the bed with me while I do the questions, and she wanted to say that.
I was sick in 2 days and I was coughing in my bed, but I
Let's see if I can move you without.
Have 2 medicine. Yeah, I had
She's excited to be involved. So it was really exciting feeling her for the first time, and that's been my favorite part of pregnancy, is feeling the baby, especially in the 3rd trimester. Just towards the end of the pregnancy is definitely my favorite, with being huge and feeling the stronger movements. I definitely like that. Let's see. It's definitely a slow grow. Someone asked, do you grow all at once or slowly? It's definitely slowly. I feel like the 3rd is really when you get huge. And also it's from the side, I feel like, is the more you can see. The belly, it looks bigger. From the front, I mean, you could see that it's big, but from the side, I think, is when you can really tell. Let's see. So far this pregnancy, people, and it's probably because of COVID, people aren't like just coming up and touching my belly, which is good, because it's really weird when strangers do that. So don't do that. It's like, and even asking, I feel like, is weird, because it puts the mama in a weird spot. So just randomly touching someone's stomach is really odd. But family and friends, I don't care at all. If they just come up and touch my belly, it's nice. Yeah, touching the belly is totally okay for friends and family, for me at least. I can get the baby to kick sometimes. Now, of course, she's on her own time of what she wants to do, but I find that if I'm laying down at nighttime and if I'm like laying on my left side and I kind of like start pressing on her, she'll move around, she'll press back, or if I'm just really calm sitting on the couch and sitting there, and if you start like kind of poking at her, she will respond. And she responds to voices too. So when my husband gets home from the day, or if she hears her sister talking, she starts getting excited and moves around in there.
Oh, are you me?
Yes, you. Yes. She always responds to her sister.
Yeah, when I come back to school?
Yes, when we pick her up from school. So I always tell her, we're going to get your sister. And so when she gets in the car, she hears her, she starts talking, and she starts moving. So she definitely does respond. Another thing that really gets her to respond is if I drink something cold. So if I drink cold water or something, the cold goes in, and she does react to that. Or if I drink juice, shortly after, she starts reacting to that. Let's see, the baby is positioned with the head down. She's actually been head down for quite a while. So her head's down, and then it's really hard to tell, like she moves back and forth. So you can see like basically head here, and like a lot of the time her back and butt is here, and then her legs come over this way. So she'll alternate which way her feet are going. So head definitely like stays down majority of the time, and then but with feet, it's when she stretches out. So she'll stretch out her legs, and that's when you can really feel her pressing on the side. And you can even see the difference between like when her butt is pushing out versus like a little heel or a fist. You can see like it's like a little nub. It's really interesting. So I like that. And she's moving around in there right now. Let's see. The baby, they don't measure the baby all the time. So the last time they were measuring her, they were thinking around 6 pounds. And that was 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I don't know how big she is now. And I don't know if they'll measure any time again before I go into labor or not. So I'm not sure about that. And comments from strangers, that does happen. Mostly congratulations, and that has only happened more recently, now that it's like very obvious that I'm pregnant. They'll say congratulations, oh, walking for 2, you know, everybody having a boy or a girl. Let's see. And then when I drink water, I don't hear anything in my stomach, and my stomach doesn't do any like sounds or anything. I don't know if you can tell that she's way over here now on this side. I know it's hard to see the different angles. Okay, you cannot suck in your stomach. That's about the extent. So that ain't going anywhere. Baby is just there, and that's what happens to the belly. My belly button is gone. My daughter was asking about that a couple weeks ago. She realized, she's like, Mommy, where did your belly button go? And so she was very concerned about that. So the belly button is gone. But it will be back. I know it came back with her, so that will be fine. Let's see, my bump does get lopsided. So depending on if she's over here, then my stomach, from my point of view looking down, you can start seeing when she's on the left side or the right side. She's recently started doing this thing where she kind of is, to be honest, I have no idea what she's doing in there, but it's kind of like she turns this way. And so my stomach turns flat, and it's just kind of like, it's a very strange like shape of my stomach that she does. And I don't know what she's doing in there. If I pat my stomach, doesn't really sound like a drum. I'm sure she's like, what are you doing? I can use my stomach as a table, and I do. So sitting on the couch makes a nice little cup holder, or if you're eating cereal or something, you can set your bowl right there. Actually, if we're eating, like my plate has to be kind of up. I don't set my plate on my stomach, but like a bowl of ice cream or something, that works very well as a shelf. So that's funny. Let's see. As far as any TMI, like embarrassing pregnancy stuff, I feel like I'm really lucky. I'd say the 2 most embarrassing things that happened for me during pregnancy, the peeing is the worst. Like if you laugh, sneeze, cough, if my bladder is not empty, like a little pee comes out, and that it's more frustrating than embarrassing to me, because nobody knows that it's happening, so you just have to wear like liners and pads and stuff for that. But yeah, that's the most like frustrating part. So really looking forward to hopefully not having that happen as much afterwards, but that part is a more just frustrating part. The other thing, like, I am kind of gassy sometimes, but not all the time. But it's like sometimes you just can't control it anymore, and it's like, oops, that happened. But I hear so many stories about like hemorrhoids and gosh, I can't even think of some of the stuff off the top of my head, but like I'll hear all kinds of like tough stuff that women go through. And so I feel like I do pregnancy pretty well in my body. Not a whole lot of like embarrassing stuff happens. Let's see. I will miss being pregnant because of the like missing the feeling. So like missing her feeling her move around in there. That's what I'll miss the most. Just knowing that she's always with me, and I like that feeling a lot. So that will be sad. So I'm just trying to soak up every last moment here before she's on the outside. So I believe those are all the questions, pretty much majority of them. I did do a little stretch mark routine video that talks about the product that I use for that. But basically, just that's kind of what it's like to feel pregnant. It really is like a feeling of its own. It's so hard to describe some of this stuff, but it's amazing what the body can do and how you create a whole nother human and feel it all growing in there and moving around. So can't wait to meet this little girl. Her sister's very excited to meet her as well. Sydney, do you want to stand up now? So she is very excited for her sister, and we're just anxiously awaiting her arrival. But thank you guys for participating and asking the questions. Hopefully I answered everything that you guys submitted to me, and hopefully it helps you guys just know a little bit more about pregnancy. So have a great day.